She comes out, glistening, gleaming, boobs popping out of the shirt unnecessarily, but she's actually, she's in a sickening outfit. Angelique Boyer is just sickening no matter what. She goes, entre soy y no ser. No, wait, I got it. Yeah, she goes, entre ser y no ser. Yo soy. I said it right, didn't I?
No.
Oh, shit. Wait, no. Wait, what was it? Wait. I got it.
Ser o no ser.
No,
Yo
entre
soy.
ser y no ser, yo soy. Which means, if I'm going to be somebody or a nobody, I'm going to be something. So they're not really going to hire me, will they?
No.
Damn.
Welcome to the podcast.
Hey.
Hey, welcome to our podcast.
We are two geeky ladies talking about issues in our lives,
Relationship gossip,
and occasional politics, all while geeking and having fun. Let's geek! Hey!
All right, man. I'm
ready for this. I hope like the little Latin music plays in the background. Be like, hey, because we talking about telenovelas. Woo! I like this. No, I really love this. Is going to be fun because I get to talk about my Black experience with telenovelas.
I felt bad. It's funny because I felt bad. We were what episode was that? Nostalgia. Mm-hmm. During our nostalgia episode, she was telling me a little bit about her experience and how she got into it. I don't remember. I'm going to be honest. It's a couple of episodes ago, but I don't remember like actually talking about it or like adding it into it. So this is the nice chance to explain to our viewers in a short story.
Well, listen.
Yeah.
I'm trying to bring myself out of that habit of saying viewers.
Oh, don't worry. You know why it is? Okay, it's because we are mostly in video production.
Yeah, we're in front of the camera. Yeah.
I've been producing a few things. I've been editing and shooting and, other different projects. And so my brain is so wired to saying viewers that this is this is a new realm for the both of us, too. Mm-hmm. So tell me your first experience being exposed to novelas.
So I was 8 years old, or 9, and the first ever telenovela that I ever watched was called Maria de los Angeles. Did I say that one right?
Yeah.
Hey,
I feel like I did leave it in. I can't remember. But yeah.
Yeah. Maria de los Angeles. And it was great. And of course it had this like little dramatic theme song. Would that fall into ranchero music?
I honestly don't remember what the theme song was. Failed attempt.
This is the thing. I can't speak Spanish, so I don't want to make up words and upset somebody. And
please
maybe
don't.
like,
yo,
can somebody please get this chica? Like, stop. So yeah, but it had a nice like theme song, but it was about this girl. I'm sorry. Okay, let me tell you how it really, really started. Okay. Because this is crazy, right? All right. So it's about this guy named Radames Besanta, who's a poor guy, and he's like 10. And this is actually filmed in Venezuela. Yeah, this one apparently came from Venezuela. So yeah, he's poor. And then on top of that, you got Oquidia Cordoba Escalante. I know, that's a really long name. Yeah. And a Black person like me still remembers that name. Oquidia Cordoba Escalante. Yeah. Because, y'all it's got funny. Long names.
I remember. I remember the, it just hit me. No, it's not ranchero. It sounds like a Spanish romantic song.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, so no. The song that I played you from a different novela, we'll talk about it later in the podcast, that is ranchero. And when I hear it, and then I see these actors, and then the guy of I don't know what he was using, like dough or clay. Oh my God.
I will say, in these Yazmin a moment novelas, the men are very beautiful because even with the storyline
finish your story. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Even with the storyline of Maria de los Angeles.
Yeah.
So right from there, Oquidia is the lover of Radames. Mm-hmm. They're teens. It's implied that they're teens.
Right.
But of course, there's another guy, which I really do apologize. I think the character's name was Ricardo. I apologize if I got it wrong.
It's okay. So, yeah.
He was in love with Oquidia.
Mm-hmm.
Oquidia ain't feeling him because Oquidia want Radames. That's her boo since they were 3 or something. They really they really in deep. So what's the best thing he's gonna do? You know what? I got money. I'm just gonna go to her stepdad and just buy her. And the stepdad's just sure. So they're minding their own business, Oquidia and Radames, and the father just yo, just to let y'all know, my daughter getting married tonight and she marrying Ricardo. Let's celebrate. And she like, come again? And he's like, yeah, you're going to marry her. And she goes to her mom and says, Mom, you won't let my stepdad do this?
You know that storyline reminds me of Lo que la vida me robó.
Yeah.
Right? Pretty much. The mom is just like...
Except she didn't get tricked into falling in love with him, and then she found out after the fact.
True.
With this, she knew from the jump, and she was not having it. So it was crazy. She was forced to marry the guy. And then Rosalinda is this young woman who's virtuous. She's a little poor and everything, and she's in love with this rich guy that happens to be Okedia's stepbrother. Yeah. Okedia's stepbrother, because y'all's telenovelas, y'all really love merging in with families. I even realized she in love with Rosalinda and everything. Yeah. He sleeps with her, deflowers her. Her parents find out. Then they call her a whore because he deflowered their daughter, and it's a big thing. And he's like, "Don't worry, I'm actually in love with your child, and I'm rich, and I'm gonna take good care of her because she's pregnant with my first child. So don't worry." And they're like, "You know what? You good? You all right with us?" Literally, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Then craziness happens. He gets in an accident and dies, and Rosalinda's alone with the baby, and Rosalinda's in mourning because she's about to get married to, her husband. So she's over here with Okedia, like, girl, like, you're supposed to be my new, sister-in-law. This is crazy. Like, and she's just so like, first off, trick, you're not going to have this baby. You're not even going to be part of this family because I was going to get that money. But because he decided to get married to you and actually fall in love, because I was going to kill him and figure it out in a way, even though I really was cool with him. I wanted that money because I'm mad at my stepdaddy right now. You out here talking about, oh, we're going to be all buddy because he's dead. No, sweetheart, I'm going to take you out. Just like I tried to take the father out, too. Rosalinda pregnant with the baby.
Right.
She gives away the baby to a convent, and that baby is Maria de los Angeles. The nuns named her Maria. Yeah. After she gave that baby away to the convent, she meets Radames. They get together. They have their own kids. So you got Okedia's was supposedly, sister-in-law, now marrying her ex-man that she's in love with. And she doesn't find this out until, 18 years later, and Maria is in love with this guy named Jorge, who comes from the fields, who really doesn't know who his father is. His mother's a prostitute. Guess who his father is? Take a guess, girlfriend.
Just tell me.
It's Radames. Radames Basanta. Rosalinda's husband, who gave birth to Maria de los Angeles, is Jorge's father. And Maria de los Angeles' mother is Rosalinda. Their parents are married to each other, but they're not related in any way, shape, or form. And they both share a half-sister who hates both of them for the fact that she's related to them. You want to know why?
Mm-hmm.
Because she has a crush on this guy that has a crush on Maria. So she hates her own half-sister. And the guy's a piece of shit, too. Oh, and his name was Rodrigo. Yeah. Yep. It was crazy. And guess whose stepson was Rodrigo? Okedia. And Okedia, but it's different because Okedia actually liked, Rodrigo, her stepson, even though she don't F with the dad, and she tried to poison his dad, and she still was like, I don't know how he got poisoned, but my baby come here. She's that evil.
But you know what's so funny?
Mm-hmm.
This gets into the point of what I want to get into. Story plots in novela are just mind-boggling. It's just like, what? Because here's the thing. After I went through film school, you learn about character development. You talk about story plot. Come to find out, everything that you learn, novelas is like, nah, you see?
Mm-hmm. As you get older.
Everything you know, trash. The best example I can give you, okay, the girl didn't get knocked up right away, but there's oh my God, I love this novela so much. Cuidado con el ángel with Maite Perroni.
What does that mean in English? Because that's a mouthful.
Be careful with an angel.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember the girl starts getting traumatized because she I guess like the guy, like our main protagonist, like he was super drunk and all this stuff. The way they portrayed it is that she's running in the forest or whatever, and the guy's trying to catch up to her or whatever. Yeah, Dramatic. It's just so bizarre. And then the thing is, like, I guess he like ropes her. He doesn't do anything to her. It's presumed from the way it was shot. And the thing is, she gets traumatized by that. And guess what the novellas decided to do? So you're gonna end up falling in love with the guy who groped you. Like,
oh my gosh.
Okay, because here's the thing. It's just so bizarre how, like, some of these, like, no diss, because when you peel the layer off, it just reminds me so much. It's like, wow, really? You're gonna make this girl fall in love with a guy who groped her?
You want to know what relationship, like, how these relationships, and I agree with you when you're talking about these relationships in telenovelas, like me watching Teresa.
Right, Teresa.
Mariano and Teresa, they ticked me off so bad. There were moments where I was emotionally invested in them, and then there were moments where I was getting sick of them. I said, you bitches are always getting it on and then leaving each other. Mariano, you are a fuckboy. Because you out here acting a fool. She clearly playing you. And Teresa, I would have smacked you up. Because you really playing this gorgeous man who is walking sex. How dare you, girl? How dare you?
And I just love, by the way, after she gets married with Arturo, they go ahead and after he got married or whatever, Mariano becomes a successful doctor, and she's like, well, you know what? On second thought,
I know, with that shirt off. I just watched the novellas.
Yeah.
And then I relate it to my experience dating, of course, because, you know, everybody's different, you know?
Yeah.
And I just think it's cute and funny at the same time. Because I remember I have a person I used to date at a time. We're really good pals, and he's Hispanic. And we were talking about Teresa. I was watching it. At the time, I was watching it. And he heard the theme song, and he was like, what are you watching? How do you know that song? He was like, where did you know about this show? And I told him I used to watch it when I was younger, and I heard about this show. It's really good. But one of the things I told him, I was just so like, Mariano and Teresa get on my nerves.
Teresa.
And he was, Teresa. And he was like, oh, how they get back together and then they break up. I said, yeah. And I said, now it makes sense. Whenever I was arguing with my ex or any one of y'all that I dated, because we would argue, get in maybe a few heated arguments or maybe silly arguments, and I'd be like, I'm done with you. Get away from me.
Welcome
and then they do something.
Latinos, Hispanics.
And then they do that cute shit. They bring you flowers. They sing to you. Or they be like, mi amores. I'm just like,
oh, they serenade you,
yeah. It's so freaking cute. Like, I'm just like, I want to knock you out right now because you did me wrong.
You know what's funny? I feel like novellas implant some type of thing in your head.
I feel like that's where it came from.
Yeah, because here's the thing. I feel like self-consciously it's going into our head because us teens, like from the ages of like what, 13 to 16 or whatever, we're watching these novelas like Rebelde. Yo, Rebelde was like my shit.
What was that one about?
Wait, don't you remember RBD?
Oh, yeah. Isn't that school one with the high school?
Yeah.
I keep hearing
they're not high school. They're like college or something.
Oh, they're college?
I don't know.
I do know that
like
song,
college,
Tu Amor, which I really liked.
Yeah.
When it's like, Tu Amor, I'm not sure.
They're from there. Yeah, they're from there.
Oh, wow.
So the thing that I love about it is that I love how, so one thing I want to get it across. A novela is nothing without la tóxica. Like, for real. And then it's funny because sometimes I blame novelas. I'm like, I've been so obsessed with watching novelas that I once became toxic myself in a relationship, like legit. But I swear, like, okay, and I'm about to put my shit a little bit on blast, but like one of my ex-boyfriends kind of converted me into La Toxica, and then I took a little tip and notes from while I was watching. Oh, you want to cheat on me? Put that shit on MySpace? Okay, but you know what I mean?
No, but I get so into it because I'll be watching it and, you know, me, I'm an idiot. I'll be like, bastardo, suéltame, leave her alone. Leave her alone. I say, you cheated on her. How dare you touch her? How dare you touch her? Suéltame, leave us alone.
Wait, I forget? I know. Oh my God. This is me being Yazmin. I like to jump around conversations and I've been clocked by my friends like, girl, keep it to one story. And I can't. Because the funny thing that I have to talk about is that you know how you get so into the thing, into the novellas where you're just like, oh, hold on. You know how you get into the novella so much that like you're so invested in it? Tell me why. And this is another a pet peeve of mine. If like I don't know if it has to do with like the writers or whatever. It has to be with the writers anyways. But the thing is, when you see that there's two people that love each other, but I don't know, like life gets in the way, you know what I mean? Like they just can't be happy because the mom's pissed off because the mom's father's having an affair with like somebody's sister on that side of the family, or you know, something's always driving them apart. But then in comes the crazy toxica of a bitch coming in and wants to say, I like you, I want you. I know you're in love with that girl, but I'm going to seduce you. And the guys are like, oh, you want to have sex with me? Oh, like I can't. And and then it happens. Like, okay, in the novela, oh God, I might be mispronouncing this, but like Triunfo de Amor. I don't know why I can never pronounce it. It's like Triumph of Love. Well, William Levy and Maite Perroni, there's a scene where this woman, I can't remember her name right now, but like the blonde girl in that novella, she's psycho. Like she's so obsessed with William Levy's character.
Oh, Lord. And
she's the ex-girlfriend. And the thing is, there's this scene where Maite Perroni's character and William Levy are like at an exotic place because they were doing some modeling thing or something like that, because he works in a modeling company owned by his mom, or his madrastra, you know, the stepmother. And so sorry, I keep forgetting, like I'm throwing Spanish words and you're just looking at me like, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So some of them, I'm actually happy because, you know, half of the stuff you're saying I actually understand.
Yay!
Yeah. So
I don't have to explain it. Great. But the point is, in this particular scene, like I was telling you, like literally the psycho girl puts on a black wig, gets in bed with William Levy, and then William Levy's character, and then they do the devil's tango, and then he wakes up like, oh my God, like, oh, I didn't recognize it was you. I was like, homeboy, I know you ain't that drunk enough not to realize she got a wig on, and she didn't even put it on correctly, first off.
I will be honest, because some of the, you know, me watching it, and I guess me being American, or I don't know, maybe Black perspective, American, I don't know what perspective it is. It's just me watching it. And I just, you know, sometimes I do get into it, and then I'm just like, so nobody's gonna notice, like, does this storyline make sense? How does he in a plane crash and you guys have a kid? So when did he find the timeline to have a kid? The thing about telenovelas,
like, you don't watch it for the story plot, okay? Who cares about the story plot? It's not like an American thing where, like, Americans are really invested in, like, story plots and, like, character development. Telenovelas, they're on a whole different type of thing. They're like, we need drama. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, it's not an episode without a girl, like, falling down the stairs and all of a sudden she becomes blind. Like, it, like, medical reasoning out the window. Like, I was watching a video where Maite Perroni, like, they had Maite Perroni sitting down and she was watching, like, her previous, her previous acting stuff. Okay, and she's legit Telenovela. Like yeah, and she's like, oh my God, I can't believe I had to act out that scene. And she even said herself in the scene of Triunfo del Amor, or I think it's that one, where, Cuidado con el Ángel, she plays a blind character.
What does that mean?
What?
Can you repeat that again?
Which one?
You said cuidado in el... You say,
cuidado con el ángel. Be careful with the angel.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So in that novella, like, she becomes blind. Mm. I forgot the first time how she got blind, but the second time she got shot. And they were doing an acting scene, and one of the bad characters pretty much loaded the gun, mm-hmm. but the actors didn't know it was loaded. So when they were acting the scene, that's one of my biggest fears, by the way, when there's like gun on set. The thing is, they didn't realize that it was filled with bullets and the safety wasn't on, and the actor ends up shooting the girl.
Oh no!
And she ended up becoming blind. Yeah. And the funny thing is that being blind is not funny. The thing that I laugh, and a lot of people started laughing, and this is where Maite Perroni was like, my family even gave me shit for it. When she was trying to get her eyes fixed, unfortunately, she was fighting with her ex, which is again William Levy's character. I can't remember his name. But the thing is, she ends up tripping, like falling onto an oncoming car, rolling over on the car.
Why do I feel like I've seen this scene?
She's rolling on the car, hits her head on the mirror,
and she falls to the ground. I've seen that.
Yeah, she becomes permanently blind.
That's what I'm talking about, Yaz. I remember I've seen that clip.
Yes.
And that's what I'm talking about, where I will sit here in my home with my teddy bear, and I'm just so like, so are we not going to talk about this scene? And
no,
this
we're
is
not
me
going to talk
as
about
the
this scene.
actress from I'm like, somebody really wrote this. What year did this come out? And then I'd be like, this came out in 2014. Like somebody
than that.
Yeah, but I'll see clips like that and I'll be like, this came out in 2014 and somebody signed off on this.
Here's the thing.
Or I'll be like, oh, it's 2007. That makes sense.
When you're watching telenovelas, you can't watch it as an American. Like, nobody cares about the plot. And for anybody who tells me, well, we actually care about the plot. No. You go to Netflix for that.
So do they have their own award shows? Because, like for American soap operas, their own version of it, I think it's the Emmys. That's their own version of getting an award.
I think so, but I never watch. Because I don't even, I feel bad saying this. Like, I should care, but like, I don't actually watch it. Because here's the thing. They don't really promote it. Or if they do, it's never under my radar. You know what I mean?
People like Mr. Sebastian Ruiz, that's it.
What? Ruiz.
Yeah.
I think it's Ruiz.
Him and Angelique Boyer and William Levy.
Oh, Angelique Boyer got a bunch of awards for a lot of her stuff. Cool. I just don't know what the actual ceremony is.
Well, I might as well ask this question. I mean, we know who Celia Cruz is.
Of course,
obviously. Yeah. But for those who don't know who Celia Cruz, she is a Cuban singer. She is the queen of soul. Well, no, she's not. She's the queen of salsa music. The queen of soul is Aretha Franklin. And the queen of Latin soul is La Lupe. Shout out to La Lupe. Yeah, I love La Lupe. And you know what? I had a funny thought the other day. I'm still going to go with my thought. Just speaking on La Lupe real quick. And, we talked about Zoe Saldana. I saw a clip of La Lupe singing and everything like that. And then it occurred to me, instead of Zoe Saldana trying to do a movie, trying to be, what's her name? Nina Simone, trying to be Nina Simone, what she needs to do is be La Lupe in a biopic movie. I said, that's what you need to be doing. Like, it occurred to me. I said, you would kill this. That's, but getting back to Celia Cruz, she had there's a telenovela that came out a few years ago called Celia, and it's based on her life.
Oh, yeah. I never got around to watch it, but I know what you're talking about.
It was on Netflix. I watched it on Netflix.
Is it still on there?
I don't know.
Oh.
But
we'll talk later.
I had watched it on Netflix. It occurred to me because I was just on the internet minding my own business. I guess I was like what you call the rabbit hole of YouTube.
Yeah.
And I saw this telenovela commercial, and I was like, okay. And then I looked, and I was like, Black actors? They're speaking Spanish? Holy crap! They're Afro-Latinos?
Yes,
that's
can we talk? Yes,
that's exactly what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to bring in this conversation because that's what drew to me. I was like, Black Latinos. All of them are acting. Holy crap, I've never seen this before. I need to see the show.
I can say, there was, again, Maite Perroni. I love her. She was in a novella called La Gata, and some of these, she was hanging, I don't know, she lived in some type of dumpster. Her character lived in a dumpster and stuff like that, and it was like a lot of kids in the barrio. And so...
what's the barrio?
The ghetto.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, the thing is, in that novella... I saw a dark-skinned person, and I was just like, what?
And this is interesting because,
they always cast light-skinned Hispanics.
Yeah, I saw, that website, that channel, Me Too, that's by BuzzFeed.
No.
Well, Me Too, it's like the Latin version of BuzzFeed. It's a branch. It's owned by, but that's their Latin market and everything. So they call it Me Too. And then you have the other one that's like Pero Like. That's another one that's under BuzzFeed. I remember seeing one with a light-skinned Latina, and she was talking about how she loved Latin, telenovelas growing up. And she said her father is tan, he's dark-skinned, and her mother is a light-skinned Latina. Right. She's clearly light-skinned because of her mother. But as she's growing up and everything, she realized that she's never really seen like telenovelas with
true.
Black Latinos. And she asked her mother about it. Like, that's what she was saying in the, the BuzzFeed clip. And she was talking about how, like, Black Latinos are not, shedding light because they act and everything, but there's
a few novelas, and I would, here's to props for Televisa. No, not Televisa.
Univision, is it? Or Telemundo?
Telemundo, because there's actually
Celia was on Telemundo, I believe.
Yeah, no, there's a few novelas. I can't remember. It's like based in the Caribbean. That's all I can remember. Unfortunately, I don't remember this novela's name. But I saw Afro Latinos there, and I was just like,
I loved it.
Wow.
And would you believe Celia is the first telenovela I ever finished entirely.
Really?
Like, it's weird, because I watched it when I was younger, but I never really finished these novelas. Celia was the first one I ever finished, and that was 2015, and that show introduced me to Celia Cruz. I got hit to Celia Cruz in 2015 watching that telenovela. I fell in love with that woman because of that. Like, I was crying and everything watching it because I'm just so like, this is a gem. I said, this is a story that's so untold. I'm like, how many Black Latinas are out there with their stories untold? How many people I hope I get the term right, like chinos? Is that the term? Is that a proper term I'm supposed to say?
I have no idea.
Well,
I can't say 100%.
Yeah, if I offended, I really do apologize, which are people who are like half Latino, half Asian. Do we see, like, of course, do we see...
I honestly don't know.
Do you see novelas like that, at least an actor of that background?
Hello.
So, me watching it, I was just so mesmerized, and I could relate. I'm just so like, I saw them as Latins. I was just like, y'all just Black Latins. And I'm like, your drama is not different from my drama or anything from the Black, from the Black American experience and then from the African experience. I'm like, y'all are basically the same, except y'all Latin and everything, and y'all spicy, and y'all don't play that either. I'm just like, doesn't matter the race. Black people just don't play that in general. And it was just so beautiful. And her music is just, oh my gosh. And to just find out all the racism that, she had to deal with in Cuba. And then, they had a fictional La Lupe in Celia. And the woman that played the character's name was Lolo Calvo, which is supposed to be based on La Lupe. I cannot remember the woman's name off the top of my head at the moment, but she was freaking... Oh, sorry. It's Carolina Gatan. I hope if I pronounced it right. Yes.
Carolina Gaitan?
She played Lola Calvo. She was a trip with that. She was singing, she was dancing, she was everything. Then, of course, you had the lady, Jamie Asario, who played Celia.
Isn't it Jamie?
Oh, is it Jamie? Okay.
I think so. I don't know.
Who played Celia Modesto Lacine, who played, who played young Pedro Knight. And they're cute. And I remember seeing an interview with them when they were promoting the show. So beautiful. And of course, I'm so happy whoever made this YouTube video put translations. And they were even talking about how happy they were to be put on the spotlight for once.
It's funny. Did you talk about translation? Sorry, this is kind of sidetracking a little bit, but like you talk about translation because sometimes I talk to you about telenovelas I'm watching and you're like, is there translation? I'm like, why? And I didn't realize that because I thought it was just Latinos and Hispanics just watching telenovelas.
And this is...
And then they don't cater, I don't think they really cater.
They don't.
Unless it's a fan. It's usually a fan page that actually puts the subtitles in there.
And I totally get it. I get it because that's y'all channel. Y'all just so happen to air it here.
But look at this.
We're paying for
Let's talk about Korean dramas, though.
Yeah.
They put English subtitles because they know that the American... Or, I don't know. This is me just speculating. But, when they start putting these subtitles, clearly they have, English speakers watching their stuff. So when you go to Viki or you're on Netflix, you turn on the subtitles, you'll see English subtitles.
I would really, as a viewer, a person that watches this, I will say it is annoying for me to have to scramble to find subtitles, or worse, have to wait months or maybe about a year or two until it comes on a streaming platform like, Netflix and Amazon Prime just to get subtitles. And then, of course, there's the obvious thing, which I'm pretty sure somebody's listening be like, trick you ever thought of just learning Spanish? Because I told this to my friend.
Oh, yeah, and I remember you telling me the story.
Yeah, and I'll tell the story because I remember telling a friend of mine who is from Peru. He's one of my best friends. I was just like, I love telenovelas, but it really annoys me that they don't have like Spanish subtitles. My grandma watches Indian soap operas and they have English subtitles and they're speaking in Hindu. So I'm just over here like, it'd be really nice. I mean, it'd be nice to get that viewership. And he makes a joke. He's just like, you can learn Spanish, Kai. And first off, the reason why we don't have subtitles because we don't need y'all in our business. So if you want to know what we're saying, go learn. And I'm just so like, no, I want to know. I want subtitles. I want to read what you're saying. And this is funny too. Even though watching the telenovelas and, for a hot minute and then, going to school and learning a bit of Spanish, of course, the language comes up. There are times which I do believe my friends, because most of my friends, even you've told me that the translations normally half the time don't match what they're saying. Yeah. That is very true.
But you can kind of go around it.
You can
the sayings, there are some sayings we say it differently, but you can still get the context.
And there are times where, I'll watch and I'm just so like, that's not what that means at all. I said, oh, you trying to be slick. Oh, I see what you do and everything. I remember where one of them was dating a woman and they called the woman a slur. I don't think it was a slur, but what they wrote under was a different thing. Because they're just so like, I'll say what was said. If not, we can cut it out. They're just so like, oh, so you dated they're like, you're dating the, how do you say? Oh, yeah. They're like, oh, so you're dating the gringo now? The gringa? Because it's a woman.
Oh, gringa.
Yeah. So I was laughing watching it and everything like that.
But they used something else.
But under it said, so are you dating the pretty lady? And I laughed and I said, y'all, really? Really? But when it was the black person, they said negrita. It said the black lady. And I said,
wait, but negrita, hold on.
But negrita does mean, pretty black lady. But it was just...
No, but I know, but like usually we've told, I don't know how many times my dad actually had to explain this to somebody because my dad told a customer one time because they heard him call my daughter negrita. And then the customer, I guess, got offended for us, you know what I mean? And then my dad was like, negrita for Hispanics, Latinos, it's kind of like a cute name or something like that. Yeah, like a pet like
name. Celia Cruz wrote a song called La Negra Tumbao. Am I saying it right?
La Negra Tumbao.
La Negra Tiene Tumbao.
Oh, la negra tiene tumbao.
Yes, you said it. Yeah, which means the lady, the black lady has it, or I think the lady has it. Mm-hmm. It's translated in English. So
she sang that song. Oh,
that was an old song. It was like 2001 or 2002. I love that music video.
By the way, listeners, I love how you said 2001 is old. That was almost like 11 years ago. Like, hold up. No, sorry, 9 years ago.
No, sweetheart, 2001 is like what I think. It's over 15 years ago now. We're in 2020.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, that's 19 years ago. Yazmin, 2001.
Wait, shoot. Oh my God. Yeah.
She wrote that song.
What it is? It's because we lived in that generation. Yeah. I don't feel like it was that long ago.
Yeah, it really doesn't, but it really was. And, I would hope from, shows like Celia, we could see more shows like that.
I don't think anytime soon. Not that I'm doubting. I'm hoping so, that there'll be diversity in the cast in
there was one on Netflix that I still haven't watched. I actually was excited to see it, but it was kind of controversial for some people.
Really?
Yeah, because it's about this black bruja. And she, I
haven't heard of this
one. Okay, so it's on Netflix right now. Mm-hmm. It came out, I think, 2 years ago. The name? I can't remember. I would have to Google it to know the name.
If we find the name, we'll let our viewers know. Yeah,
but what it is, she's a black...
We'll let our listeners know.
Yeah, listeners, yes.
Sorry. We'll eventually get out of the habit.
She's a black witch, and she's in the future. Yeah, and, she's in the current future, and she's trying to get to the past. And, she runs into some guy, and she's just like, hey, I need you to help me get to the past and everything like that because I got to break this curse and everything. She was burned at the stake as a witch, and she did some kind of spell which brought her to the future, and she's trying to go to the past. But this is where it got controversial. She's a slave. and she's trying to go back to the past to be with her boyfriend who apparently allegedly owns her or something like that. And because of that, it had upset some people because, you know, you rarely see telenovelas with a Black Latin person as a lead. So for them, it was just so like, really? Come on. But from what I heard, it was good. Like, I heard it was good.
I want to watch it then.
I still want to watch it. I heard it was good. So, you know.
Yeah.
You know, we got to take baby steps. You know,
eventually. I feel like we're going to get there. We're evolving. Hopefully, you know.
As a me from, you know, I enjoy telenovelas. I don't speak Spanish. I'm not Latino as far as I know, unless I do something crazy like Ancestry DNA and find out, and then I'll be like, oh, it totally makes sense. But for now, I'm just a regular old Black African person. I would really appreciate it if these channels like Telemundo, Univision had, you know, English subtitles with their their stories.
That,
you don't have to do it with your news. Just have it with your, you know, television shows. Yeah. So I want to laugh with y'all. I want to kiki with y'all too. I want to maybe have my child watch Chavo. You know?
El Chavo.
Oh, my bad. You see what I mean? This is what I'm talking about. At least I know what El Chavo is. And I would like my Black child or my child to watch it, you know? Help a sister out. I promise I'm going to do my best to learn Spanish. I'm trying. But I'm just saying, bring me in. I'm an ally. Like, I just love y'all writing. Like, y'all know how to write some good drama. Like, you know, Love and Hip Hop, they need to write for Love and Hip Hop. Like, you watch Love and Hip Hop Miami. Love and Hip Hop Miami, we call it the telenovela.
Really?
Yeah. If people who watch Love and Hip Hop, for example, we call Love and Hip Hop Miami the telenovela spinoff of
I have yet to watch it, so I don't know.
Because half of the cast are Latino or Hispanic or Afro-Latino and Black and everything. Yeah. Most of the cast are like, you know, Afro-Latino, and then you have a few Black cast members, and then fully, you know, Latin. Yeah, the way they be going at each other sometimes, it's like a soap opera. There's a clip I need to show you of Amara La Negra, who is a singer from the Dominican Republic. She was on Love and Hip Hop breaking up with her boyfriend. I was like, y'all need to hire. I was like, Telemundo, Univision, whoever's watching Love and Hip Hop, y'all need to hire Amara La Negra because she was giving me telenovela life. I forgot that this was real. I'm just like, yeah, she's just like, you need to leave this house right now. I'm just like, girl. He's like, baby, I love you. You need to leave right now. You don't know what love is. Can I find that clip for you, please? And we can go to commercial. Hello, everyone. I have a partnership with a brand called Salty Mermaid Swimwear. At Salty Mermaid Swimwear, you can get your wonderful bathing suit in all different shapes and sizes for the guy in your life or the girl in your life. And best part, they even have matching sets so you can match with whoever you love. Tell them Cat sent you. Go to saltymermaid.com and put the code SALTY15CAT and you'll get 15% off your purchase. Once again, that's Salty Mermaid Swimwear and the code is SALTY15CAT at saltymermaid.com. And we're back. What did you think of the clip?
I have to agree with you. It is straight up from a novela. And I love how it's got that stereotype. It's like, but I love you. You know what I mean?
He clearly did not sign up for this.
Yeah.
He's just like, he was like, this is not what I signed up for when I did at Afro-Latina, but you know what? This is exactly what I signed up for.
Wait, and then you said Black Twitter blew up?
Yeah, Black Twitter blew up watching that clip. Like, legit. Like, I was just, it was funny.
I didn't know I was watching.
Yeah, the tweet that said, like, yo, I was watching Love and Hip Hop. What happened? Did this just become Telemundo? And people are just so like, yo, Amara is giving telenovela realness, and I'm living for the... And people are just so like, Amara, totally why don't you start watching telenovelas after this clip? Because I really felt like it really gave you that vibe.
It really did. And then you got that Spanish, and I was like, oh, okay. Because you know how I told you, I have yet to see the show, and I was like, oh, okay. And it's funny because they put in subtitles, but I'm like,
yeah.
So to our listeners, what is your favorite novella? What is the first novella experience? What did you guys feel? Who's your favorite villain? Or, you know, what was the craziest novella story? Because I feel like I haven't seen all
Teresa.
of them. Really?
That ending of her, like, you know, I don't want to, like, can I ruin the ending of Teresa on here? Or
pretty much, I don't know, but pretty much Teresa had like 3 different.
Yeah, there are 3 different endings. We can at least say that.
Which is crazy. I think it's the first one in history. Yeah, somebody can let us know. But
let's just say the Mexican ending. So not to give the Mexican ending of Teresa. Y'all need to chill. So I understand why Netflix got the ending it did. I wasn't happy with the Netflix ending, to be honest. Mm-hmm. I was shook with the Mexican ending. So the third alternate ending was okay with me because I thought y'all were too extreme with that one. I was just so like, dang, I understand this or something, but you ain't had to do that. But you know. And
then moving on to our next segment,
we're going to talk the cheese make corner. And on this, what?
Sorry, you got too hyped.
Sorry, I want to get that tone when I say it because very soon we're gonna probably have a soundbite for this.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, and this is actually about Vanessa Bryant. And
right. Tell me a little bit about it.
So we know that Black Mamba, also known as Kobe Bryant, the legend, passed away back in January of this year.
Yeah.
So Vanessa Bryant, who is the wife of Kobe Bryant, Vanessa Bryant's mother went on the channel Univision, and for those who don't know, Vanessa Bryant is actually Mexican. She's part Mexican. So her mother went on Univision to speak about what has happened since Kobe Bryant has died.
Right.
And she has made accusations that Vanessa Bryant, her daughter, after Kobe's, death, she recently kicked her out of her house and also took away the car that she was given. So, she lives in an apartment or a house, and she also has a car that was given to her by Vanessa Bryant and by Kobe Bryant. She has been supported by Vanessa and Kobe Bryant for over 20 years, the duration of their marriage, the duration of a marriage. And for those who don't know, her mother's name is Sophia Lane. True. She said that her daughter has kicked her out. Her daughter took away her car, her daughter took away her house, and it makes her very, very upset that her daughter has now, since, the death of her, son-in-law, her daughter has now changed in the way she acts. And she's just brokenhearted about the situation.
So she pretty much went on camera, exposed her daughter for doing something, allegedly doing something.
Yeah, and she did put it out there that, she's brokenhearted. Reason why is because Kobe and her were very close. She was very close to her son-in-law. And she also claims that, they've been taking care of her for years. And Kobe always said he would take care of her. So you see what can be implied of what's happening.
Yeah.
So it's up to interpretation. The internet is divided with this because you do have Latin community having their own, divide, talking about it. Then you got the Black community talking about it too. And it's interesting because I've gone into both Twitters and both different, looking at Latin people give their opinion and then looking at the Black community give their opinion. And from what I'm seeing, most of it is the same thoughts. You got to have saying that, they believe that Vanessa's mother is full of it. And the reason why is because Vanessa, her daughter, did issue a statement, Miss Kobe Bryant's widow. She did say, "My husband and daughter passed away unexpectedly, and yet my mother has the audacity to do an interview on TV talking negatively about me while shedding tears about a car and home that wasn't in her name. She has removed all her diamond jewelry, emptied her apartment that I provide, and put the furniture in storage to appear as though she is without support. My husband and I have financially supported her for 20 years, and I will continue to do so in addition to her monthly alimony. Contrary to previous reports, she has not been physically present or emotionally supportive of my daughters and me and my husband and my daughter that passed away. Going forward, I see what is most important to my mom, and it's beyond hurtful. I hope this public airing of our personal relations will stop here." And from that,
because I feel so like she's already dealing with the tragedy of her husband or her late husband. Think about it.
This woman is going through a lot of things. This woman gave birth last year. She's already, I hate to guess.
She's
I don't get
really
postpartum depression. I just feel that's going on. I don't know their business because, of course, we're only going by gossip, and this came from NBC News source, MSNBC.com. This is where we're getting our sources from. She's going through postpartum depression. She lost her daughter and her husband on the same day and had to find out like the rest of the world on television. Do you know that, Yazmin, how we found out?
I know, we talked
there
about
is
that.
a video, there is a reaction video of this woman.
Are
yes,
you serious?
I've never seen it. Yes,
yeah.
Maybe some of y'all have seen it. I can admit on this podcast, I've never seen it. I've seen it go viral, but I never watched it because that's just something I don't want to witness.
No,
that's just for my sanity.
No, that should, we wish her all the best of, and our hearts are so
really
close for
I
her
just
family.
hope that this woman finds her peace. I just wish they would leave her alone and let her mourn in peace.
Yeah.
Like, she loved her husband, and from what she's going through a lot.
Yeah.
And all she has is her children at this moment, it seems, and maybe some close friends. So,
Yeah. So, getting into our last segment, our wild story of the day.
We just call, damn, bruh, that's wild. Where I find a wild story from around the world, and I just tell you.
And also, you surprised me.
Yeah. And this story is actually 2 days old. And this actual story has been on different, news stories.
Yeah.
Well, different, channels and stuff. So this one that I'm getting it from is actually from foxnews.com. We're not going to throw shade, but foxnews.com.
Yeah.
But anyways, because, they would cover a story like this instead of more important things. But anyways, this is a story from 2 days ago, and it is called Illinois Man Keeps Sandwich Richard Nixon Half Ate 60 Years Ago. Yeah. So for those who do not know who Richard Nixon is, Richard Nixon was one of the former presidents of the United States. I really don't have the energy to remember what number. I'm not gonna lie, he wasn't really one of my favorite presidents, but he was a former president. So an Illinois man is celebrating 60 years. Yeah, his 60 because 60 years ago, 2 days ago, for the 60-year anniversary for a man named Steve Jean from Illinois, when he was 14 years old, Richard Nixon had come to an event and he was eating a sandwich. Yeah. So he was doing a rally and, and he was, eating some food and all that stuff, saying hello to people. And this, Mr. Jean
I feel like it's going to be some type of creepy.
Yeah, it is. It's creepy.
Okay.
Was, 14 years old, a Boy Scout at the same time, admiring the president and everything. So when the event was over, Nixon put his sandwich, his leftover sandwich that he didn't finish on the table. And he was just so nobody is gonna do anything about this?
He takes the sandwich?
Yeah. Yeah, he took the sandwich. So the 14-year-old Mr. Jean took Richard Nixon's half-eaten sandwich, went home that day, and said, "Hi, Mom." And this is the 70s. So, "Hi, Mom. That rally I went to with my Boy Scouts? So Richard Nixon was eating half a sandwich, and I grabbed the other half, Mom. Do you mind if I freeze it? I want to keep this forever." Up until he was 19, he said, when he moved. And then when he was 19 and moved, he decided to take it with him. So he just kept it in the freezer. So every day.
He kept the sandwich in the freezer for 60 years?
Yeah, for 60 years. Every day. It's kept in the freezer. But don't worry, it's really, really worked out because he has, the half-eaten sandwich of Richard Nixon, who is no longer with us and everything. He's become a little undercover, celebrity in his own unique way. He's one of those, unique, weird celebrities. He's been on, the Carson show, which was an old show, from
I remember that.
And, he where he actually showed it to them in the jar and,
What if this was fake though?
No, it's real. It's 100% real.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and that's the thing. At first, in the beginning, they thought it was fake, and then they're just was was it really? And he said, yeah, this is the event. This is probably about like around when he was in his 20s, first telling people about it. Because he was just like, hey guys, I got Richard Nixon's half-eaten sandwich. You're like, dude, no, you didn't. Yes, I did. I went to this event where Richard Nixon was. What event was it? He was at this event in 1970, blank, 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 with the Boy Scout crew. I have the receipts. He's there. There's him eating the sandwich, and I have it, and this is it. So technically, crazy. Richard Nixon's DNA is on that in a unique way. Yeah. So if they ever wanted to clone Richard Nixon,
did he take a bite out of it?
No, thank God.
Oh, okay.
Thank God. I wouldn't even tell you.
That's where you would
if that's how this story was going to end, people, I would not tell you this story at all. That's just too gross for me to tell. I know it's wild, but that's too gross. So, yes, no, that's the juicy part. He's been on, the Carson show. He's been, to several television shows over the years, bragging about the fact that he has his sandwich. And, Carson, Mr. Carson, before he passed away, he took a bite out of a sandwich and then, wiped his face with a napkin and he said, hey, since you're collecting these, let me give this to you. You never know if this may come in handy for you in the future since you got Nixon's and you kept it for a hot minute. But at that time, no, he took it. He does. Oh, and at that time, this was about maybe the 25 or 30 year mark at that time where, Mr. Gene had his appearance on the Carson show. And now it's 60 years. And Mr. Carson died. It's been over 20 years since Mr. Carson died. So think about that. He has that now. He also has a plate by Steve Martin, too.
Are you serious?
Yeah, a plate that Steve Martin had used and said, hey, you want to take this since you're collecting weird stuff from celebrities? And he said, sure, I'll collect that, too.
So is he the weird guy that collects stuff from celebrities?
Yeah, so technically, as long as you offer, he won't, approach you.
Oh, you won't approach you? Oh, okay, so it's something he's collecting.
You would think he's one of those people that would come to Lady Gaga and be like, Lady Gaga, I'm such a fan. Could I have, a clip of your hair or your toenails?
Or as she turns around, they cut the hair.
Yeah, and don't worry, because I'll be able to sell this in 20 years. No. They come up to him and say, hey, I can give you some of my hair. I hear you collect celebrity stuff. You want my pencil from when I was in 3rd grade? And he's like, heck yeah, I want Lady Gaga's pencil from when she's in 3rd grade. Now, this has never happened, but this is an example of the kind of guy he is. So, yeah.
That is crazy. So now he's just going around he's the celebrity collector of junk.
Yeah, he's not really popping, but he's like a mini, in his town. Hey, if he's in Illinois, it's like, hey, Mr. Gene, he's that guy he collects several, celebrity stuff. And some of the stuff that he's collected, the few things he's got, has actually been in museums in the past.
Are you serious?
So it's a good investment, though. But it's a good investment for him.
Interesting. Yeah,
I would never do it. That's creepy. If you ever did that to me and said, hey, I got a sandwich, Cat, I'm such a big fan of you, but back in 2010, you were at Starbucks. I saw you drink your coffee, wipe your napkin and everything, and then throw it in the trash. I still have that napkin from 2010. Me in 2020.
I don't even know what I would say at that point. That's just
I would look at you. I would say that's nice for you, and then I would quietly tell my security guard, give him an autograph or her, and then afterwards keep them away from me. Because I don't want them around me because that's just too creepy. But that's just me. But I want to show I appreciate you, but I don't want to be in your peripheral because it makes me wonder what else you've been doing. Because I don't want to find out that you have my underwear from when, or you have my cheerleading uniform or some crazy thing.
It's a big,
I don't want to,
I mean, that's interesting. I mean, if celebrity wants to give some stuff, well, there you go.
Yeah.
That's the guy. He'll collect your stuff and I don't know if he'll be put in museums and stuff.
Yeah.
That's kind of an interesting... I mean, this whole episode has been kind of like a...
And this was fun learning about telenovelas, for real.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And now to introduce these wonderful duos.
Which I am so happy. Just like last week, I am so happy to announce this because this is, of course, an oldest friend of mine named Jimmy. So Jimmy and his brother, they have a duo group and their name is Danny and Jimmy.
And they're based in Virginia?
Yes, they're based in Virginia. And they have their new single, which comes out this week. And it's called...
Te quiero ver.
Yeah. So please follow them both on all platforms. Their song is out now. We about to play it. Yeah.
Esta noche te quiero ver, nadie tiene que saber. Dime a dónde te esperaré, por ti llego a donde estés. Esta noche te quiero ver, nadie tiene que saber. Dime a dónde te esperaré, por ti llego a donde estés.
Son las 5 de la mañana y no he dormido nada. Me voy de aventura en busca de una cura que sane la locura que llevo en el alma. Me mata el fuego lento si no te tengo. Dime qué tengo que hacer para tenerte. Te veo en mis sueños pero no es suficiente. Dame una señal para calmar mi mente. Tú no sabes el dolor que se siente. Dime qué tengo que hacer para tenerte. Te veo en mis sueños pero no es suficiente. Dame una señal para calmar mi mente. Tú no sabes el dolor que se siente.
Esta noche te quiero ver, nadie tiene que saber. Dime a dónde te esperaré, por ti llego a donde estés. Esta noche te quiero ver, nadie tiene que saber. Dime a dónde te esperaré, por ti llego a donde estés.
Regresa mami que te quiero sentir. Yo sueño de la mañana que estés junto a mí. Regresa que te quiero sentir. Si tu presencia, loco, voy a parar. Sigo esperando que se acerque el tiempo. Me tienes como loco y eso me está matando. No puedo contenerme, tengo que ir a verte. Mándame un mensaje para salir a buscarte. Si sabes que por ti yo espero y por tu cuerpo me desespero. Tú tienes una aurora que ilumina y de tu amor soy un prisionero. De tu amor soy un prisionero. De tu amor soy un de tu amor soy amor, de tu amor soy amor, de tu amor soy amor.
Esta noche te quiero ver, nadie tiene que saber. Dime a dónde te esperaré, por ti llego a donde estés. Esta noche te quiero ver, nadie tiene que saber. Dime a dónde te esperaré, por ti llego a donde estés.
Canales.